You are tired, sick of pouring your soul into building something that barely registers in a crowded world. You launch, you pitch, you grind, and still, the noise drowns out your message like you're shouting underwater. Why do some brands stick to the mind like glue, while others fade before they even get started? Because forgettable brands are built on forgettable foundations. Logic, rules, sameness. The world's screaming for connection, for raw, real fire. And the brands that burn brightest? They don't just make products. They make people feel seen, know they belong to something larger, something utterly undeniable. Here's the brutal truth. The problem isn't your idea. It's the system. The same system that tells you to fit in, to play safe, to chase approval. It lies. It whispers comfort but chains you in conformity. It offers equality but rewards mediocrity. It promises freedom but builds invisible cages made of dull boxes and tired gimmicks. Great brands don't rise inside that cage. They shatter it. They drown out the noise with a voice so real, so loud, it wakes a sleeping world. So how do you break through? How do you become that brand no one can stop thinking about? First, you must stop trying to please everyone. That's the lie. Forget the masses. Forget the market research that waters down your vision. The brands we remember, they are born from obsession. Relentless clarity of who they are and who they aren't. They don't settle. They don't comfort. They reject the status quo and dare to speak the wild truth no one else will. Start here. Carve your identity with fire, not tools. Discover what makes your brand exist beyond profit. Why does your brand breath? When you can answer that without hesitation, you hold a force more powerful than any marketing trick, because it's real. People don't buy products. They buy the story they want to live. Your brand must promise a life they crave, a transformation they feel in their bones. But here's the catch. You can't fake it. The world sees through glitter and smoke in a heartbeat. Authenticity isn't a buzzword. It's the weapon of the unforgettable. Every message, every image, every sound you put out has to echo your core. Consistency is not boring. It's the thread that weaves trust. Without trust, your brand is just noise, begging for attention nobody will give. Next, ignite emotion. Not superficial hype, but true emotional gravity that pulls people toward you like a siren call. It's what makes brands go viral, communities form, loyal customers turn into evangelists. Think beyond what your product does. Think about what it feels like when you use it. What pain does it erase? What dream does it unlock? Speak directly to that invisible, aching part inside your audience, the part that craves meaning, acceptance, liberation. This is why storytelling isn't optional. It's life or death. But storytelling is often misunderstood. It's not a fancy script. It's bearing your soul in ways that invite others inside. People want to relate, not just listen. Share the struggle behind your brand, the battles faced, the burning why that never lets you quit. When you do that, you don't just communicate. You create a bond, a relentless, unstoppable force that makes your brand a part of their personal journey. But raw truth and stories alone are not enough. You must build rituals, small moments that everyone who believes in your brand can share, repeat, and live by. Rituals create identity, give people a reason to come back, and turn isolated customers into a tribe. Think of it like a secret handshake that says, "You belong here." It might be a catchphrase, a community event, a unique behavior, but it must be unmistakably you and centered on your core values. The brands that are impossible to forget don't just make people buy, they make them commit. Then, dare to be different, not for the sake of being different, but because your brand's real power is its deviation from the norm. The edges of the market, the deep, unexplored corners, are where legends are born. Comfort zones kill creativity. The brands that stick with us are those who refuse to blend in, who speak with a unique voice, take bold stands, and invite people to join a movement bigger than themselves? Let's be brutally honest. Being unforgettable isn't about overnight success or viral moments. It's about a long game, built tirelessly day by day, with patience and precision. It's about building a network of people who get you, the rare few who see the world the way you do, who refuse to live a borrowed life. This network is your true strength, not fancy ads or influencer partnerships. Because magic happens when the misaligned find each other and align their fire. This is where radical transformation begins. Also, never forget, your brand is a living thing. It has to evolve, unlearn, and grow beyond the limits the world tries to impose on it. Freedom is messy. It's disruptive. It will challenge you and your followers to rethink, break old habits, and embrace something wild and uncertain. This is exactly why so many brands fail to become unforgettable. They cling to the comfort of what worked yesterday instead of daring to become tomorrow. So, here's the call. Stop chasing safe bets. Stop massaging your message to fit a broken system. Instead, wield your will as your weapon. Question every rule, every trend, every assumption. Redefine what your brand can be. Align fiercely with the few who burn as you do, because that's where real power lives. Take the long view and play the eternal game, knowing that true legacy stretches beyond profit and impact. It changes reality itself. This path is not for the easy, the timid, or the crowd pleaser. It's for the brave, the ones who feel that pressure inside, that unbearable tension that whispers, "You were made for something more." If you listen closely, that's your brand calling you to climb higher, cut deeper, and burn brighter than ever before. Imagine a world where your brand is more than just a name or a logo. Imagine it as a force that disrupts, frees, and connects rare minds across borders and differences. A force that unites not because of sameness, but because it honors the wild, the different, the exceptional. You don't have to settle for being another voice lost in the void. You can be the spark that ignites a revolution. Every second you hesitate, the world grows louder with sameness. Every second you step up and own your difference, you bond with a few who will follow you to the edges of possibility. The brands impossible to forget are not found by chance. They are forged in fire with relentless will, fierce clarity, and uncompromising truth. So now, it's your turn to decide. Will you be the quiet echo, forgotten by tomorrow? Or will you claim your space in the minds and hearts of those who matter? Will you craft a brand so real, so alive, that it becomes impossible to ignore? This is not about fixing the broken system. It's about transcending it. This is not about temporary trends. It's about eternal becoming. This is more than branding. It's creating a life that no one can forget, through a mission that no one can silence. Rise, burn, become. The world is waiting for the spark only you can ignite.